Thank you very much. So this is a different topic a little bit than some that you have seen in the program. And I was curious how many of you are die-hard, hardcore, give me substance, truth, something to anchor into. And that's what I hope you will find here. So our agency provides us opportunities and power to manage and create our lives. This is how we connect with God's will for us, and we choose in to the path that He has already laid out for us. Agency is key in unlocking our potential and our greatest joys. Agency is also the first and last step in healing. So let's get into the first step. Agency in our eternal identities. Our identity has been known and valued from before we were born. I recently saw a TED Talk where a fellow was trying to convince us that our identities aren't really individual, that we are just a mass of experiences, and our perception of our identity is what creates this individuality. I wholeheartedly disagree with him, but I honor his position. We are individual, eternal beings with identity and consciousness that will lead us on a path to improve our lives from where they are now and help us reach that full potential. What God has in store for you. You may have heard scriptures and wonderful people share insights about how you are so much more than you think you are. You have a greater potential in this life than you can even imagine. There is so much more beauty and divinity and power in your life and in your heart and in your soul than you can even comprehend. This power comes back to our agency. What do we choose to experience in this life? What do we want? What do we desire? And these beautiful things that we desire are actually clues to who we are meant to become. God has instilled these seeds in us to lay out this path to help co-create with Him who we're meant to be and what we're meant to do. So we are not static beings. We are the culmination of what we have learned and what our choices have been up to this point. We can mold that and change that and have an influence over the outcomes as well as the journeys of our lives. Agency is the first step in our journey to become who we're meant to become. We get to choose to express our identity. We have all these beauties inside of us that we feel drawn to express and share, and these visions of ourselves, of who we can become. You have little glimpses every now and then, don't you? I bet I'm better than that. Or you experience something and you think, I could have done better. Or you know what? One of these days, I'm going to react to my child spilling grape juice on the floor in a way that lifts and enlivens them and still solves the problem. Yeah, I'll take care of the grape juice later, but that being in front of me is so much more important than that carpet. When you have things behind you, when you have baggage, when you have life experiences that drag you down, it's almost like a freight train pushes you into responding to life. It makes it more difficult to access the agency that we have. That beautiful, powerful agency that gives us choice sometimes can be squashed or clouded, and sometimes we even give it away. So in part, this talk today is about helping you own your agency. It is about taking you to a place where your agency works for you in a way that you never imagined it could. So with the power of intention, we can choose to influence our lives. We can choose to be happy. We can choose to live in a way that brings us joy and meaning and fulfillment, and blesses the world in a way that you are meant to bless it. Each of us has a particular mission in life to serve the world in a unique way. each one of us. And that world can be a small surrounding. That world could be an international stage. Whatever it is, your agency is key in your process to follow what God has laid out for you. You get to choose it. You don't have to do it, right? We are not forced into anything. We get to choose our lives. We get to choose how we are going to shine in this life. A student of mine inherited some terrible beliefs. They came down from ancestors who experienced trauma and abuse. And they clouded her identity and who she was. And in fact, it manifests most clearly in a dairy reaction. She says, I just want to work on, my allergies to dairy. I said, all right, well, let's see what's going on. Well, there are 5 different types of reactions to food and nature and everything in our environment. There's the aversion, which is just a trace amount. You're just a little bit, you have a small reaction. Then there's the sensitivity. And that sensitivity is a little bit stronger. And then we have the allergy. Next is an intolerance. And the most extreme reaction we can have to something in our environment is a hypersensitivity. She had baggage in each level. No wonder she got a stomach ache when she ate ice cream, right? This was something powerful and deep. And as we uncovered it, layers and layers and layers of powerful, destructive beliefs. Not only did she not have a problem with dairy anymore, but her identity changed. She felt a shift inside of herself, a brightness, a lightness. She said, I don't really know how to explain what I feel. No, I do. I feel free. What's hiding under your food allergy? Might be more to it than what you think. A second step in healing is our potential. Part of us knows who we are meant to become and what we're meant to do. That has been instilled in us since before we were born. That potential is something that we get to choose to work toward and develop. This part of us holds our innate gifts, our interests, our desires, these things that are clues that God left us to recognize who we are. This challenge of identity is so huge in society. People seek relation. They seek to identify with something or with someone or with a movement. I mean, we see it hugely in our teenagers, but even as adults and middle age, in those stages throughout our lives, we seek for that identity. We seek to understand who we are. What's special about me? Is there something special about me? The answers are the affirmative. There is something special about you. And you have messages and programs inside of you to help you recognize what is special about you, what those gifts are, what that power is inside of you that emanates from you. You walk into a room and people sense your energy. They know what you're about. Even if they can't recognize it consciously, subconsciously they get a feeling for you as soon as you walk near them. What is that message you're sending out? Are you aware of the messages you are radiating to the world? The better we know those innate gifts, those powers, the beautiful things inside of us, the more clearly we can see our path. Identifying our purpose in life. Oh, that's huge for people. Why am I here? What do I have to offer the world that makes me feel like I deserve to breathe the air? I don't know if you've ever had that thought where it was that poignant, where you just don't feel like you deserve to breathe the air. I've been there. I know what that's like. In my 18 years of illness, I didn't think there was anything else. I didn't feel like I was good enough to be around people. I felt apologetic for taking up their time, for being in their space. Wow, how wrong I was. How wrong we all are when we think that. As I started to get well and I started to feel free and lightened from some of these burdens, I started having little glimmers of hope, little tiny visions, not seeing them, but feeling them. There was something inside of me that needed to come out. And in my journey to overcome those illnesses, I recognized, is that it? Is that all it takes to heal? Are you kidding me? Why didn't anybody tell me this? It's not hard to heal. We are designed to heal. We are meant to heal. And not only that, we have gifts innately in us to facilitate that healing. I mean, we're all here together in this energy healing conference. What does that mean? What does energy healing mean? It's almost this mystical or mysterious thing. Do you want to know what energy healing is? You want to know. It is understanding the gifts that we have inside of us and the access to the power we innately have to heal ourselves. Every modality you see out there in energy healing all boils down to intention. You can do funny things, you can do beautiful, wonderful, all kinds of different movements and modalities out there that teach you how to focus. They all serve a purpose. They help you focus in on the power that you already have. It's in you already. Sometimes we just need that help to know how to focus that energy. How do we focus deeply on that intention? Where do we send our intention to be effective in making change? That's all they are. They all are the same thing. There's a clipboard that is going to go around that if you'd like to put your name and email address on, I will send you 3 worksheets that I've developed. They will help you understand what's keeping you below that line. You know that line of survival where we swirl around, just getting by, feeling just good enough, making just enough money? That's not living. That's not what you're meant to experience. This line of survival, we need to break through and live our lives above the line. Not in survival mode, but in creation mode. What does that look like for you? If you could create your life, what would that look like? Start thinking about that. Start getting a visual. Write it down, whatever works for you. But create that vision for what your life would look like above the line. Freedom. Opportunities to serve in the ways that you are meant to serve. Joy, peace, abundance. What does that look like for you? That's where you are meant to be. You are meant to thrive in this life. Our vision to see our potential. This is sometimes difficult to see. Our lives can get to a point where they feel like a tangled mess sometimes. Has anybody ever felt that? My life is a tangled mess and I don't know which way is up. That is just a starting point. You're perfect right where you are. in your righteous desires to do what you're meant to do and become who you're meant to become, every challenge you face is perfect. I mean that. It is perfect because it will teach you lessons to help you learn how to grow. These lessons are tailored to you to help you become who you're meant to become. Challenges are meant to move us forward and through them, not to hide behind or be squashed from. Everybody has an infinite potential. Everyone. There's nothing limiting you but the limitations you put on yourself. The techniques I teach help you get out of your own way. They're simple, powerful techniques, and we'll go through one today. They will help you clear away that path, that beautiful path in front of you that leads you to where you are going to be joyous and happy and fulfilled and living to your full potential. That is the path that you are on because you're here. You're here choosing to learn, choosing to better yourselves, choosing to become that beautiful side of you that you know is in there. Don't you feel that? It's beautiful, isn't it? That little spark inside of you. And as you do things like this that get you closer, that spark brightens. And it strengthens. And it helps your clarity of your vision become brighter and more powerful and more accessible. The partnership that we engage in with God are the most valuable partnerships that we can ever make. He knows our potential. He sees the end from the beginning. Don't you sometimes wish that you could see, like way out there, what that is? Sometimes I do, and then sometimes I'm glad I can't. Because if somebody had showed me I would be standing in front of you 5 years ago, I would have thought, you're funny. That's a good one. No way. Are you kidding me? And yet the path that we go on as we choose to do what God wants us to do, He leads that path, and it's more amazing than you will ever imagine until you get there. And I'm just at the beginning of my journey, and this blows my mind that you wonderful, sweet, sincere people are here to hear what I have to say. That's amazing to me because 5 years ago I thought, nobody cares what I have to say. What do I have to give anybody? You know, there's that little spark inside that says, you're special, hang in there. But when you don't have a vision, it's hard to hold on to that. But we have the power to choose. In our agency, sometimes that's all we see our agency as is just that power to choose, but it's so much more. It's about our identity. It's about our potential. It's about changing our lives. So in Matthew chapter 21, verse 22, it says, "And all things whatsoever ye shall ask in prayer, believing, ye shall receive." Really, you ask in prayer, you believe, and you shall receive. Is there anything complicated about that? Is it too simple? I mean, yeah, we know about the Israelites not wanting to look at the serpent on the staff. Really? You're going to die and you won't? I mean, that's just stubborn. It's too easy? Are you kidding? Everything that God did and showed us in His life, was it complicated? It wasn't, was it? Some things we didn't fully understand, but they were all simple. People asked to be healed. He healed them. People sought healing, sometimes without verbally asking. They touched His garments. And what did He say? Your faith hath made you whole. not about him. He didn't make it about him. He validated the faith that was expressed in that moment. She accessed his power and healed herself. Is that complicated? It's simple and beautiful. There's a great man named Boyd K. Packer. And he has said, there is another kind of faith. Rare indeed. This is the kind of faith that causes things to happen. It is the kind of faith that is worthy and prepared and unyielding, and it calls forth things that otherwise would not be. It is the kind of faith that moves people. It is the kind of faith that sometimes moves things. Few men possess it. It comes by gradual growth. It is a marvelous, even transcendent power. A power as real and as invisible as electricity, but directed and channeled, it has great effect. You have the power over your own well-being. Are you ready to learn a quick technique? Perfect. So, under the context of simplicity and beauty, and you owning that power already, you being offered access to healing power 24/7, anytime, anywhere, we're going to learn how to ask for that healing. All right? What I would like you to do is choose a problem. Let's go for vibrational problems. A limiting belief, a negative thought, a heavy emotion. Sometimes these are clearly, you see them as they are. Sometimes they show up as a neck ache. Sometimes they show up as confusion. So choose something that rates pretty strong, something that you could feel a shift, something like on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6 or a 7 or an 8, something like that. Something that's recognizable, something that you're feeling right now, not something you're like, well, you know, my foot usually hurts. It doesn't right now, but it usually does. I want you to feel something right now. And don't go to anything deep or too vulnerable. I want you to feel safe here. Choose something. Let's get it identified. Does anybody need more time? Yeah.
Is it physical pain or is
It can be.
something problem?
Which one's speaking to you right now?
Well, first one thing, and then when I thought maybe it was physical, so then it comes something physical, so I'm not sure.
Do you muscle test?
No.
No, you don't? Do you mind if I muscle test for you? Are you familiar with muscle testing?
Well, I saw it today.
Okay. So it's all right if I ask you? Okay, you can stay right there. I'll just test for you. So can we name those issue 1 and issue 2? You've got them clear? Which one? Okay. So if I were to ask for you which one is the most important, which one is most valid for right now to work on, I would get number 2. Does that feel good? All right. How strong is it? Yeah. How is the intensity? Oh, perfect. All right. You ready to go? Is anybody going, you just get there? I'm just feeling it, get it rid of it? Okay. So what I want you to do, hold that in your mind. And you know how easy it is to ask for that to go away? Say in your mind the word release and take a deep breath. Say release again and breathe. Say release one more time and take a deep breath. Does anybody feel comfortable sharing? Okay.
I just brought those words back in my head. So then I'm like, wait, this isn't working because then I keep thinking about what I'm supposed to be releasing. Instead of releasing it, I'm concentrating on it.
Yeah. Okay. tell it to go away. Do you see what I mean? You're letting it come in. Your energy needs to shift. Your intention then is that thought, nice try. And you move it away. It has to do what you say.
So I was going to bring it back in my head so I can picture it. Maybe that'll help you, right?
Whatever helps you focus on it. Yep, whatever helps you focus on it, and it's not a part of you. It's not, do you realize that? That emotion, that belief, that pain, it's not a part of you. It's a message.
For this ice pack on it, just to kind of help it for this, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out what's going on.
It's gone?
I'm sitting here because this whole last few days, I had to kind of flex differently to kind of move my back. But I'm just kind of surprised.
That's okay. It's okay. It's so simple. You think, oh, it can't work. No, really, it can. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, Heather?
Sometimes for me, you have to give it, it's gone, and then you have to hold on to it, it's gone. Because if you're like, is it really gone? It's not over that.
Oh, yeah, it's another piece. It's another piece. It's another piece. Usually these issues, it's a little thing that comes periodically, right? Usually there's some weight behind it. Usually there's some history there. There's some backup. There's some baggage. So if it flares up, it's like, woohoo, we're going. Seriously, you learn this technique, you practice this technique, you will have volunteers in yourself. Your shoulder's like, woohoo, I'm ready. Oh, wait, not me. You will feel things come up and say, I'm ready to go. And you say, thank you for letting me know. You're allowed to leave. Release and breathe. So keep trying it and then check in with me and let me know. Release and breathe. Keep that intention. You are in charge. This is about your power. This is about simplicity. This is about accessing the healing power that is in the universe for all of us to access in a pure way. No fanfare, no complication, just simple. Yeah.
Kind of going back to shoving it out the door and shutting the door. I'm very visual as well, and I think sometimes I have to have a talk with whatever that emotion or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives me strength and power, and then I'm kicking them out the door.
Thank you. That's it. It came back to that. You had a talk with it to build your power. Okay?
I think something's clicking.
Yes, but then we need to move on, okay?
Okay.
All right, good.
Well, because at first I thought it was too simple. I'm thinking oh, I need more steps. But I think I realized, oh, you're allowing us to use our potential and our agency and all these things you're talking about to figure out how we can do it for ourselves.
Yes.
Instead of, okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
I don't want to be a practitioner.
Right.
I don't need that power. I don't want that role. My role is to teach you and empower you with simple techniques to take charge of your life. This is just one area of the body that needs help. There are 5 areas of the body that need support. The physical, we're familiar with that, right? Okay, you want to write that down? There's the physical. This area needs to be healed. This is the tissue damage. This is things that need repair. The second one is functional. These are the body systems. These are the energy systems. These are the functions within your body that need support. Dare we go here? There is a space in your body that reacts to the adversary's influence. I call them bad guys. They can make us sick, physically, mentally, emotionally. It is what it is. We have power over them. Then there's the vibrational. And this is where we have the word release. Again, the word itself doesn't have the power. Don't rely on the word. The power is in you. The power is in you to use that word to focus. It's just to help you get clear on what you are accomplishing with that power in you, with that faith in you. That's what moves you. That's what changes your life. That's what heals you. The last area is generational. The inherited and the imprinted things as well. The things during life that hit you so hard, they become as if they were part of you. They become a part of your DNA in a way. All 5 areas have to be healed in order to experience complete healing. And not every issue has every area, right? You can see that? Yeah.
So it's basically physical, functional, adversary, vibration, and generation.
Yes. Yes. My book and my big audio teach each of those. Let's move on. A friend of mine was struggling with an altercation, just an argument she had with her sister. And it was days later, weeks later, it was still bothering her. She was feeling guilty and worried. And so I sat her down. I said, all right, you know how to do this. Let's do this. So I said, think about that issue. How strong is it? Say release and breathe. Say it again and breathe. She took a deep breath and she looked up at me. And she smiled. And then she laughed. She says, wait, it can't be that easy. Why do I feel better? I said, because you're ready to let it go. You didn't want to keep that. Remember, we're talking about agency here. Do you want to let go of what holds you back? Be honest. Some of my clients, some of my students struggle with letting that go because they've attached their identity to that problem. Have you ever seen that? Sometimes we struggle so deeply with something. I admit, in my 18 years of 3 chronic illnesses, I struggled with identifying myself as that sick person. Do you see how that can hold you back? If you start identifying too closely with that illness, with that struggle, with that challenge, with that financial worry, with that physical worry, with that emotional burden, if you attach your identity to that thing, it can take you down. But if you recognize that that thing is a lesson and it's out here, it's not you. You are on a journey of wholeness and growth and beauty and power. That thing is a lesson to help you on that path. Don't get stuck in it. It's not meant to stay with you. You're not meant to stay stuck. You're not meant to stay where you are right now. Don't get me wrong. Where you are right now, today, here, is perfect. Is absolutely perfect. But tomorrow, if you don't grow at all, be on the path. Choose in to follow that path to receive all the wonderful things that are meant to come to you. As you look over your life, be compassionate with yourself. Choose to see your struggles, your mistakes, your weaknesses as lessons. Choose to see those things as steps toward your perfection. Be compassionate with yourself. It's so easy to look back and just beat the tar out of yourself. Oh, if I had just done that, or if I had not said that thing, my life would be different, or this relationship would be different, or my health would be different. Resist the temptation to do that. That's not where you're meant to go. That's not where you're meant to focus. What I want you to do is, as you see those merciful things that you survived, ask yourself, is there a lesson there for me? Is there a lesson for me in that challenge? Is there a lesson for me in that trial? Is there a lesson for me in that mistake? And then be quiet and listen. Listen for the answers that come. Listen for the promptings and the inspiration that comes to you, because do you know what will come? Answers. Not only answers to that question you just asked, but answers to your current life challenges. Nothing is wasted. We live in a realm governed by a merciful, loving God who is extremely efficient. Search for the lessons that you may have missed, and then consider how they answer your current problems. These lessons that we learn from our history, from our experiences, are powerful and can help us heal. Learn the lesson, forgive yourself, forgive the others that were involved, right? Learn the lesson, forgive yourself, forgive others, and then heal and move on. Use release and move on. Those memories that hurt, those regrets that hold you back, those struggles that make you think you are less than what you really are, just let them go. You're not meant to be miserable. We're commanded to be happy. Did you know that? Did you realize that? We are commanded to be happy. And you think, what? How the heck am I supposed to? I've got this, and this. No. Those are things, remember? Those are things out here. They are lessons. Shift that perspective just that little bit. This is your time. You are here because God led you here. There's something in this conference today that is meant to bless your life. Perhaps change it dramatically. Listen to those messages. Learn what is there for you to be taught. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and move on. Let life be what it's meant to be for you. Let it be a lesson. Let it be that growth. Yes, sometimes growth hurts. I know that hurts. But if you resist the pain, does it get bigger or smaller? If you resist the challenge, if you fight against your path, is life easier or harder? Yes, it's harder. Those difficult things are meant to help us choose in and change. We don't have to change by ourselves, right? God has provided that way. He has provided that power. He has provided that yoke. He is there to take everything you cannot handle. He gives you this much of that. Can you imagine if you truly felt the weight, the full weight of your challenge? It would crush you. It would be too much. He takes that. He carries the bulk of that weight of that challenge, but allows you the necessary portion so that you can move through it and heal, so that you can learn what you need to learn and become who He sees you can become. That end of the path vision, for Him it's so clear. It's our opportunity to use our agency to choose in and follow him and follow that road so that he can open that vision for us. We can see our power, the humility and the power and the glory that he surrounds us with to lift us up and help us through our challenges is immeasurable. The love he has for us is so profound. Let yourself let go of all the obstacles that are holding you back. When you do, you'll step into that feeling, and it's amazing. It's amazing when you don't have all those things saying, no, I can't feel his love. No, I'm too bad. No, I can't do this. My life is such a mess. I can't do it. I can't do it. Wow, do you realize how much agency you're giving away right there? I can't do it. I don't know. I'm just like that. I can't imagine how. Every time you say those things, you give away your power. I invite you to stop saying them. Even if you don't know, change the wording. Whatever's appropriate for the situation, say, I don't know yet. Or I'm still figuring that out. Keep your power. Keep your agency clear and strong, because that's what will help you get to that end, that full potential, that power inside of you that God is seeing in you. That's what charity is. Charity isn't just love. Charity isn't just the pure love of Christ. Charity is being able to look in someone's eyes and see their divinity and see their goodness and their potential and their power. That's charity. As you grow to give that and receive it, you become like God. Can you imagine if everyone in the world saw each other like that? They could look past the weaknesses, the mistakes, the vulnerabilities. That would be amazing. That would be powerful. As we look into each other's eyes, we see that beautiful, eternal being. And we focused on nurturing that being, as well as the one that we see when we look in the mirror. That enhances your power. That highlights your God-given gifts and power and potential. This is life. This is it. Really, choose in. Use your agency to choose to become who you're meant to become and do what you're meant to do. Look at the serpent on the staff. Look at the things that are around you that are easy, and don't fight against it. It's easy. Let it be easy. I've worked with people who say, I just have these beliefs that life has to be complicated, life has to be hard, it has to be miserable. I say, well, let's choose something different. But it's not that easy. Yes, it is. It is that simple. And when it's hard, you have techniques. You all are familiar with some techniques. Whether you use mine or somebody else's, it really doesn't matter. Whatever speaks to you, whatever modality speaks to you, use it. Not just half-heartedly, use it to help you break through the beliefs, break through the weaknesses, break through the clouds in front of your eyes that prevent you from seeing how amazing you are. If you feel resistance to that, heal that first. If you feel like it can't be that easy, heal that one. Heal the things that prevent you from becoming who God sees you are meant to become. As you move forward, you will have challenges. Life will bring you challenges. We've already talked about choosing to see that challenge as a lesson. Just having that perspective will shift how you respond to that challenge. But listen to it when it comes to you as a whisper. Messages build up over time if we ignore them. My advice, don't ignore them. Don't say, I don't have time for you right now, even though I just said that yesterday. Really, don't do that. You have an ache that comes up, go, oh, thank you for letting me know there's something there that needs attention. Okay, listen to the whisper. Because if you don't listen to the whisper, pretty soon it'll start talking to you. It'll let you know in a bigger way that it's there and it needs your help. Choose then, if you hadn't before, to listen to the message, learn it, and move on. Because what happens if you don't listen to a child who's just talking, trying to get your attention? What do they do next? They get louder. Pretty soon your challenge is going to start yelling at you. That message is going to get through to you no matter what. Recognize that progression. Catch it at a whisper. If you don't, catch it when it's talking. If you don't still, catch it when it's yelling, because you really don't want what comes next. You know those tantrums? Woo! You know, they are up in the air, and they are loud, and they are boisterous, and you don't want that challenge in your life. What might that look like? Losing a job, like cancer. Oh, man, you don't want to be hit upside the head with a brick. Listen to when the wind is whispering to you. Let's take care of this little thing right here. You say, yes, I'm on it. Learn the lessons when they're small, when they're beautiful, when they are lessons, and they're easy to see as lessons. It's harder to see challenges as lessons, not impossible. But it's harder to see challenges as lessons when they are overwhelming, when they seemingly take over your life. You have the power. Your agency gives you that power. Accept it. Believe it. Act on it. Be responsible for what you are creating in your life. It's up to you, really. It is truly up to you what your life looks like and what it becomes.